I'm here to welcome you on Sambhav Talks, your very own show. Rather, it's a panel discussion that we do every fortnight, wherein we are bringing to you amazing speakers who are bringing all the amazing gyan, all the experience of years together to be with you, to share with you those nuggets of gold that can really help you in your business. So before we move ahead, I have this famous dialogue from one of the movies of Shah Rukh Khan, which says, "धंधे के लिए जो सही वो सही, धंधे के लिए जो गलत वो गलत." So when I say धंधे के लिए जो सही वो सही, धंधे के लिए गलत वो गलत, मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहती हूँ that हम आपको सिर्फ academic ज्ञान नहीं देना चाहते, but these are the people who are actually running a business and they are coming and bringing that experience to you so that you can directly apply in your own business. So before I move ahead, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Nirupama, a daughter of an astrologer, wife of a walking, talking encyclopedia, a fitness freak who turned into a cop with Government of India for over 6 years, then turned into a TEDx speaker, and now I'm an employee to entrepreneur counselor for women professionals who want to transition from employment to entrepreneurship. So this was a little bit about me. Now let me bring to you some of the amazing guests. I'm going to be calling all my panelists right now, and we are going to have some good fun, because the ritual of Sambhav Talks is to have good fun, to bring in lots of energy so that you can enjoy and learn in a high energy atmosphere. So I'll be bringing some music while we call all our panelists. But before I call the panelists, I want all of you to put in the chat section, "I am excited." Start putting in the chat section, "I am excited," as I call all my panelists, and we are going to be bringing some great music coming your way. All righty. Let's just move around and have some good fun, everyone. Let's move around. I want all the panelists to have some good fun. This is how we celebrate at Sambhav Talks. I hope you all are also dancing wherever you are watching it from. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, panelists, for giving such an amazing start to this show. How are you feeling? Just, I would want all of you to shout out. Excited?
Excited.
Awesome.
Totally excited.
Excited. I am totally excited. Thank you for coming, and we're going to be starting with our discussions. I'm going to bring some of the panelists out here. We have Mansee and Mubeen in the first panel. But before we go ahead and talk about, what are we going to talk today in this panel, I would want Mansee and Mubeen to really introduce yourself and really talk about that what bunch of experience that you bring for our audience. So we start with you, Mubeen, if you could just talk a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Nirupama, for the introduction and also for this panel discussion, inviting us. It's been a huge privilege and a pleasure to meet all of you. Happy afternoon. I think it's going to be just afternoon. Thank you so much. My name is Mubeen. Irshad. I'm a storyteller, trainer, and author of the book named Positive Ripples. We have also worked with a lot of students and adults over a period of almost 6+ years, transformed around 400+ children to become an author in the Amazon Kindle. They publish their books, and also almost 300+ speakers have been involved and going and speaking out an expression, creating a difference each and every day. That's what we do.
Wow. So you're transforming the lives of kids and adults with your public speaking, and that's your gift to the world. That's so amazing. Yes. So now I would call my second speaker, Mansee. Mansee, over to you. We would want to know a little bit about you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am a corporate professional turned entrepreneur. I've been in the IT industry for like 30 years and then started my entrepreneurial journey. I'm an emotional and mental wellness coach, an emotional intelligence coach. I'm into mindfulness and I'm India's first soul coaching practitioner. So I work on soulful leadership. I work with executives, professionals, and I bring my experience, my knowledge, and my work of all these streams together to be able to give a packaged power to my audiences, to my clients.
Awesome, awesome. That's so wonderful. Getting such a rich experience, and we are really looking forward to learning from both of you, Mubeen and Mansee. So, as I move ahead, I'm going to bring the topic for the first panel, which is nothing but connecting within, you know, uh, for business discovery. The topic for today of our panel discussion is how to discover what to start your business on. And before we actually go out and research in the market, before we actually go out and look at the problems what the world is facing, अगर business मुझसे connect नहीं होगा, how can I do that business? क्योंकि मेरा मन ही नहीं करेगा, उससे बेहतर तो मैं जॉब में ही थी, right? So, Mansi, my question to you is that since you are an emotional intelligence coach, since you are, talking about soulful living, can the internal aspect as far as emotions or something to connect with your soul help you in discovering what do you do your business on? Over to you, Mansi.
Okay. Thank you for that question, Nirupama. And the answer is totally. You know, it to me, that is the first step, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we talk to ourselves and when we
Right.
have a deep look within to find out that what is it I would like to do. Now,
Right.
let's say when a person has decided that one would like to either start up a business or move from a job to business, it's very important to have a very deep and honest conversation with oneself that what
Mm-hmm.
is it that one is seeking. Now, if the what is that, okay, fine, I would like to get into entrepreneurship, right?
Right.
Then to me, the why is very important. Why
Uh-huh.
does one want to do that? Is it
Mm-hmm.
coming from following one's passion?
Right.
Is it coming from the need to be able to contribute?
Mm-hmm.
Is it coming from the need to maybe thinking that, okay, I think I will have better earning avenues? It could be
Right.
all of it also combined, but some one of these things or maybe something else would always stand apart. When we know the
Mm-hmm.
why, that becomes the driving force.
Okay.
And that is why, listening to our own selves, our own feelings, our own emotions is important. And tapping into our inner self, our inner wisdom, that what is
Mm-hmm.
it I would want to do is very important. To me, that's the first step.
Okay.
I would also like to add here, Nirupama, one thing कि जब ये क्लियर होता है ना कि वाई क्या है, क्यों करना
Mm-hmm.
है मुझे ये, तो जब
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur बनते हैं तो उसमें जब challenges आते हैं तो जब वाई क्लियर होता है वो उन challenges से डील करने का उनको विन ओवर करने का बहुत बड़ा आई शुड से स्ट्रेंथ बन जाती है.
Absolutely. It's a toolkit in your, it's kind of a tool in your toolkit, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lovely. Lovely. So, आपने why तो बता दिया, साइमन सिनेक भी बोलते हैं start with your why, जिम रॉन भी बोलते हैं bigger the why, easier the how. But ये why
Yes.
find out कैसे करें? Because a lot of people, they are in the humdrum of their life. They are actually undergoing so many different things, and एक जगह से दूसरी जगह भाग रहे हैं, कोई मेट्रो में भाग रहा है, कोई हो सकता है हमें गाड़ी में बैठे बैठे सुन रहा हो. But I want to know from you that are there some tangible ways by which we can connect with our passion? Are there some ways by which we can find out why? Or is it like सोते सोते suddenly bulb जल जाएगा, mentors बत्ती जला दे और पता लग जाएगा कि this is the why, that we are after? I mean, are there any some steps that you can talk about?
Yeah, so thank you for asking that. So I guess rather I would share, the journey that I have taken and what I often, talk to my clients
Sure.
also about is, so one is very important that when this thought starts coming that I want to do something or I would want to do, or what I'm doing is, I'm really not enjoying is as much, probably I would now would do something which is my passion. So noting down these thoughts, having that conversation with oneself on a regular basis and penning down these thoughts is very important. Doing that in a very regular fashion also. That what is it I would like to do, and even it's like, writing down everything. Then why I want to do that, right? So I think one is having that regular conversation, penning that down, whether we call it journaling or whatever. To me, I'll put it in a very simple way: penning it down regularly, mulling over it. It can't be a one-time thing, right? It has to be done in a repetitive manner. Then, of course, reading some good material could also be very helpful on that, which is in ample, amount available on the internet. And listening to some speakers who give deep insight into finding out what is your primary reason, right? That helps. There are so many modalities to help that. What is your primary reason? To me, the most effective thing which gives ultimately जो बत्ती जलाता है, जैसे कि आपने कहा, which is when you keep having that conversation with yourself and keep writing that down. Even if you're writing some 10 things I can do, important is what is it that resonates with me the most. So when you write that down, then putting that to 3-4 different questions, right? Those questions could be that whatever I'm wanting to do that, why I want to do that, right? Is it something that am I really skilled enough to be able to do that? Would I need to pick up some more skill for that? So this is something which goes in continuation. And what I mean to say is, once you figure out why, which you were asking कि कैसे पता चलेगा why. So to me, for that, my answer is having that regular conversation with oneself and see what difference will it make to my life if I do this.
Lovely.
Or
Lovely.
what difference will it make to my life if I won't do this? For how long will I be able to pull through? Right?
Lovely.
I believe in one thing very strongly, that when we have clarity on these things, Nirupama, then to be able to go and take the other steps becomes easier, because we ourselves, see, at the end of it, we ourselves are our own strength and our weakness. Biggest strength and biggest weakness we are.
Absolutely.
तो जब अपने साथ ये क्लैरिटी हो जाती है कि ये मुझे, अगर मैंने ये नहीं किया तो क्या होगा, मेरे साथ क्या होगा, मुझे क्या लगेगा, will I be happy, will I really be able to feel fulfilled? What cost am I willing to pay if I don't do this? So
आपने ये बहुत profound चीज बोली कि मैं कब तक prolong कर सकती हूँ मेरी life जैसी है. I mean, ultimately, what is the cost that I'll have to pay if I don't take this action? क्या क्या lose करूंगी मैं अपनी life में? हम लोग सोचते ही नहीं, हम लोग ये सोचते हैं अच्छा मिलेगा क्या इससे, but हम बहुत सारी चीजें खो भी तो रहे हैं. It's like that. Lovely.
और ये भी कि क्या cost मुझे pay करनी पड़ेगी to be able to do this. All this goes a long way in deciding.
Yes. Lovely. Lovely. I mean, this is so brilliant. किसी ने मुझे बोला था in one of these shows, जब आपको किसी के काम से jealousy हो ना, कि वो इंसान ये काम कर रहा है, ये कैसे कर रहा है, वो भी आपको कहीं ना कहीं indicate करवा रहा है कि आप वो काम करना चाहते हो. Otherwise, आपको jealousy होगी नहीं उसके काम से. So I am with you and I am, noting down all these things. And for everyone who has missed out any of these points, I would want to tell you the recording of this show will be there on YouTube and LinkedIn. I would want you to go back and make notes of what Mansee just mentioned, because all of these will really help you in understanding why you want to do what you do. Because कई बार हम ego trip पे चले जाते हैं, नहीं, I want to be my own boss. So it's very important to have clarity why you want to do it and then go to your what. I mean, thank you, Mansee, and let's bring Mubeen. And Mubeen से कुछ गपशप करते हैं. Hi Mubeen, how are you?
Hi. Thank you, Nirupama. Thank you for bringing me here and to connect on this specific topic.
Awesome. So Mansee ने हमें why के बारे में बताया, why कैसे identify करना है, some of the steps that she's spoken about. And Mubeen, my question to you would be that you were in a very different field, when you started your career, and then when you came here, it was a very different field. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है, we look at, नहीं मैंने पढ़ाई इस चीज में की है, so I need to be creating a career around this. But there are many things around us onto which we can create our business, like the way you created business out of a personal situation that happened at home. So I would want to know that what are some of the ways by which we identify what do we create our business on? Is it just related to our academic experience? Or can we actually draw inspiration from things around us, from people around us, from problems around us? I would want to know your expert opinion onto this.
Thank you, Nirupama, for bringing that and also helping me to go back to my own stuff of where I started my business from. What is the purpose? And Mansee was also talking about the real big expression of why. And yes, being in a very, very well settled corporate career to someone to move into a domain of education, discovery, and transformation, it was completely a new, different shift, paradigm shift, I must say. But again, it's all because of the personal challenge that I had gone through with my son, who was a shy and introvert, and that paved the way for me to also to take in the journey of public speaking, because I realized this is a problematic area. This was a challenge area in my life, and because of which I was also not empowered in my personal life and also in the other areas, which was curbing my expression. I was not I was always a sensitive person. If someone says something, then I go like that. And so it bothers you. It bothers everything of you, right? And so it is, and I found, and I was thinking that this is what I need to overcome. This is what I need to be a role model for my child. What can I do? So when I searched for all that, I realized that getting into public speaking, my son winning in a world stage was giving the idea, yes, this is possible. And if I can transform my son, why not others? Why not the other children around? And I found that this is really difficult situation because they are not growing up. So which means we need to really sit down and work on. And I also understood something that it's very hard to transform adults, Nirupama.
Yeah, because they're concrete.
Yeah. It's very difficult when you are a big tree. Chopping off is really tough. But when you're a small sapling, we can make all the differences, things around, and make it the way that we want. And that's why I thought this would be the best one that we need to take on. We need to start with children and then we can go around. So the purpose of why I started is all about this, to create the difference with children. And so it's mostly the problems that I face, the challenges I face personally made me to take on this work. Other than I should be doing this was not always there. Why I should do. And then you need to also start working on this. Like I entered in the world of storytelling. First time, there was inhibition. What will people think? Is it okay? Can I tell stories? What will happen, right? Once upon a time, there was a lion. I feel that people are they looking at me? So it's a challenge, obviously. But then, okay, I'm safe, good. And I started enjoying the process. So you need to enjoy the process of being in the process. So next day, when you get up from the bed, it should always gives you a feeling, Mubeen, this is your day. No matter whatever it's there around in your personal life, you could have gone through a very ugly tiff with your husband or with your children. But the next day morning, you get up and say, I have this things to do. With nothing as such, because in a business, there is no boss. You're the boss. There's no one going to tell you, do this movie, there is 2 to 3. No, it is not. So you have to jot down all that. So as a business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, so definitely you should have that idea that my strength is going to be utilized today. I'm going to be fully utilized. Even if I have $1 million, will I be doing the same? You need to ask that question.
Beautiful. If I have $1 million, will I continue doing this particular thing?
Yes. Will I continue doing this? Then that's the place you have to stick with. Passion marrying with purpose is what very important. Yes, it was a passion. I started with, I'm with children. I'm going to teach them. They are evolving. They're confident. School, the principal is saying, she's speaking good. He's speaking good. She's publishing books. Nice, good, fame and nice. After that, so what is that? What's the purpose? What about the rest of the world? Go on with the work. Initially, it just feels, nice. And then the next purpose, what is it? So the passion along with purpose together, I think we can take on with the journey.
Beautiful.
Every day, taking that, even if I have $1 million, will I be doing it? So strength is the best thing that we need to take on. What's our biggest strength?
So now I take you to the next part. Mansee beautifully spoke about the passion part. How do you discover what you want to do? But it is not going to last enough till the time you don't know your why, till the time you don't know your purpose. So my question to you is, how do we discover our purpose? Because purpose, it seems like a big word. Oh, my mission in life is to empower these number of lives, millions of lives and everything. But can you talk about some of the ways by which we can discover our purpose and marry it with our passion? I mean, over to you.
Yes. Yes. Initially, we say purpose is a big word, obviously. And when you think of, I don't have a purpose, I'm just only a passionate professional. Yes, it was that way in the initial beginning. But I
Yeah,
think the purpose will be strengthened so much by doing this over and over and over again. But
right.
that's when your purpose will be strengthened. It will be concrete enough in your mind.
Uh-huh.
Certainly, in the beginning of the day, within like a month or 2 months, we can never say, I'm going to transform 10,000 people in the world, 1 million people. So it's a fake if somebody is saying that.
Yeah,
And until otherwise, you have a very, very strong mentality that you have suffered from maybe life's very personal setbacks that you have gotten. Until otherwise, we will not be saying that in the beginning of the day. But doing
absolutely.
the passionate work, you need to keep discovering. It's an exploration. It's always an exploration. Don't ever stop at maybe 2, 3 months or even a year later. Oh, that's not working. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
getting money as I expect. I know that initial days when I started going on working, it was just free. I was just going on exploring the
right,
platform, the people, the network to
right.
explore everything. It's just while exploration, while during exploring your passion, definitely the purpose will be sticking on to you so concretely, and you say that till the end of my life, I want to do this. You will get that
Yes.
one instant, and that is the moment you will feel that. And if someone asks me right now, Mubeen, even if I give you a nice good profession in an IT world, will you be ever going
Would you go
again?
back?
No, I said no. So when I
I'm
published,
happy telling stories. There was a lion in the jungle.
so there is like this book. When I published this, there were like people were asking, "Can you come and work here in as a trainer, and you want to work here and everything?" But then now, what I thought is, if you go as a trainer, I know I'm speaking here. I also need to speak there. There is going to be a training only they've asked, but then I cannot do the work as per my wish. Here I'm
Right,
exploring creative writing,
right.
public speaking, storytelling, coaching, counseling, many things. So be in the same place where you can explore your talent. There should be a place where you can share your strength and keep doing that with lots of passion every day. And that's when the purpose will stick to you and say, move on, go on, walk it. You will be successful.
So action is what is making the purpose stick to,
Yes.
you. There are no shortcuts out
I
there.
know it's
Awesome.
commitment, consistency.
Commitment,
Very important.
commitment, consistency. So as I move ahead and ask some more questions from Mansee and Mubeen, I would want to announce a contest out here. For all of those who are listening to us on LinkedIn and YouTube, I would want you to let us know which part of the world are you logging in from. Please type it in the chat section, and we have a very special gift that has been created by one of our panelists, Poulami, whom you'll be meeting in the second part of the panel discussion. If you stay up till the end, I'm going to be sending you this free book, and it is going to give you answers to a lot of the questions that you have. But for that, you need to type in the chat section that which city are you from, and so far what has been your biggest takeaway. Please type in the chat section, and I'll be very happy to send you this book. Awesome. So,
Will you share that book with us also, Nirupama?
absolutely,
I also
absolutely,
wanted to.
absolutely, definitely.
Thank you.
Lovely. So, Mansee and Mubeen, Mubeen just mentioned that when the tree is fully grown, it's difficult to chop off the branches of the tree. And both of you have been into very different careers before you got into doing what you are doing right now. How easy was it for you to, really shift those gears? And what did you tell yourself at that point of time, when you were switching gears? I mean, I would want to know from both of you. Anyone?
Mubeen, you would like to go first?
Sure, Mansee, go ahead, please.
Okay. So honest answer is it was very difficult. It was a tough decision to make, though I had been very clear on what I want to do, and then so I was very clear that I eventually would, take that leap and make that change. But it was very difficult. Honest answer. So all kind of preparations, whatever one can make with respect to taking such a leap and making such a change. I did. So was this your question, that what did I do, or was it that what was I telling myself?
What did you do? That would be, very beneficial for the audience. I mean, if
Okay,
you could share some of the
sure.
tangible steps. Yeah.
Sure. So, as I said that, I had decided, I got the clarity that, okay, I would eventually move into coaching, and what I would like to do in coaching. It took me, of course, some time to discover, but I did all this while I was working. So it
Okay.
required absolutely a lot of hard work with a full-time job. So I was working on my weekends, and either whether it was preparing in terms of learning the craft, learning the skill. I was
Sure.
doing all of that also. And simultaneously, when I knew that what is the time approximately in an year or 1.5 years I would like to make the change, I definitely tried to do the calculation that how much time do I think will it take me to sort of set my work up, have what kind of an earning, what is the kind of, so basically looking into the finances, which is very, very important.
Finances and doing your preparation while you are in the job is what I'm
Yes,
getting.
so finances, preparation in terms of about the learning more and more
Subject
skill,
matter.
and
Yes.
if possible, if you can get yourself a mentor. I mean, I think that's a must. You must have a
Lovely.
mentor, right? And it is also good if why to me all these are things a part of the preparation. If you're able to have a mentor, if you're able to be part of a community which is either in the same stage, or people who are already have started doing that, because that gives a lot of strength.
Lovely. Lovely. Mubeen, we would want, some 2 cents
Yes,
from you on
yes.
this.
Nirupama, I would say that it was challenging, really challenging, because when I went to a reputed institution, asked for a job, they said, "You are an engineer. How can they give you the job?" So it was off, and I said to conduct free sessions to a lot of school students. They said, "No, I don't think so." So it was such an embarrassing moment, right? To come there and start with something which no one was acknowledging you the way that you are. Everything was really hard and challenging. But as I said before, it's all about the consistency and commitment that you always stick on to. I am going, I am moving, I am here to stay, no matter whether you take me or someone else taking me. I'm going to start my journey on my own. So then I started the journey of keep on proceeding ahead, keep on doing ahead with what I wanted to create. Initially, there were 2 children, 3 children, and then slowly it started growing, and that's how it is. So I would say that commitment and consistency is very, 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 very important.
Lovely.
200%
Lovely.
right. Yeah,
So I've
that's
got
important.
my takeaways: commitment and consistency from Mubeen, doing your preparation while you're working. And at the same time, I'm sorry, I missed the second point, Mansee.
Yeah, so I said
Mentor.
that, yeah, having a mentor and being a part
Mentor.
of a community. Yeah.
Community. Yes.
One more thing I would like to add here, that if it is possible, while people are, let's say if somebody's in the job, I started doing that, right? Already, starting practicing of what you want to do, because
Lovely.
that gives you a taste of the craft. If
Beautiful.
possible,
Beautiful.
then it goes in preparation, but I wanted to mention it
Add
simply.
that. Definitely. Definitely. So now we bring in some more music. And these are some of the favorite numbers of our panelists. So as we would ask Mubeen and Mansee to go off stage, I would be calling Poulami and Rajsree. So let's bring in some great music and have some good fun. And let's bring it on. So guys, how was the first session? You guys were hearing Poulami and Rajshree behind the stage. Are you all excited? Was it a tough competition for you? They're bringing in so much of value.
Absolutely. It's not about competition, it's about learning. We learned a lot from both of the panelists of the first session. So it was a lovely understanding of and decoding, in my words, decoding of the difficult part of our life, which is the decision making part. So I felt really delighted to know these points, and I have jotted down as well.
Awesome, awesome. So now we go to a number which is, a little. I mean, पुराने हिंदी गाने आप में से कितने लोगों को पसंद है? So I'm bringing some old songs, and we are going to just move ourselves on that old song. Let's do that. This is, one of the favorite songs of one of our panelists here. फकीर है
फिर भी यारों भी के हम अमीर हैं, माना अपनी जेब से फकीर हैं, फिर भी यारों भी के हम अमीर हैं। मिटे जो प्यार के लिए वो जिंदगी, जले बाहर के लिए वो जिंदगी, किसी को हो ना हो हमें तो एतबार, जीना इसी का नाम है।
Awesome. So we have the second panel right here. And अंदर की तो बहुत सारी बात हो गई, connecting within for business discovery. Now let's talk about the second topic, which is nothing but researching outside for business discovery. But before we go ahead, we would want our second set of panelists to really introduce themselves. Rajsree and Poulami, if you could introduce yourself. We start with you, Rajsree.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Rajsree Gopal, and very, very delighted to be here. And thank you for the invitation for the Sambhav Talks. It was great. Already, I'm feeling very excited being here, listening to all my friends and the panelists and the messages there. Excited. So to start off with me, I was a hospitality professional for almost over than 3 decades, and worked for some very, very famous chains like the Taj Group of Hotel and other international chains. And then I was in academic also for almost a decade, heading some hospitality institutes, and then turned into a career mentor and a coach through the years, and started off with a corporate trainer, and then I slowly graduated into a career mentor and coach. And yes, and the happiness we get coaching people is incredible. So that keeps me on.
Awesome. So Poulami, now we would want to know from you, your journey and what magic are you creating today?
Thank you so much, Nirupama. First of all, I'm really delighted to be a part of the panelists here in Sambhav Talks, and welcome all of our viewers. So to talk about myself, I was into corporates for 11 long years. I started my career again as a hospitality individual. So I have done hotel management basically in my graduation, and then MBA. Then I got into banking. And I served 3 major banks in India, private sector banks. And then once I was blessed with my daughter, I understood that my career is at the end. Okay, I had no ifs and buts. I knew that I'll have to stop working into a premises for a particular number of hours. It's not possible for me. So I resigned in February 2019 from ICICI Bank, where I was a scale 3 officer handling an 800 crore branch, and was having a respectable position and salary as well. And from there, it was overnight zero. Yeah. So how many of you, my dear viewers, would be thinking that this was a nightmare for me?
I at least think so. I mean, it's a nightmare.
How many of you, please, some response in the chat box. Okay. So then what happened, I understood that I'll have to build a business which can give me time freedom, because I'll have to take care of my daughter, she was only 6 months old that time. I will have to take care of my daughter, as well as I'll have to earn the same amount of money which I have left from my job, sitting back at home. I had 2 options. One was learning online digital things, where I can do it from a portal, from web, from a browser, one option. Second option was like getting into in a coordination with somebody who can do a field work and I can do the backend work. These were the 2 options.
Yes.
Fast forward today, I am running 3 successful startups based on these two things which I had. One is digital marketing. I have taken at least 20 large universities across the globe certification, including some mentorship programs which I have been a part of. That gave me to some extent some clarity. I'm again getting an echo. Okay, so to some extent a clarity, but not 100%.
Right.
I am certified by Google. I've got recognition from Facebook, from MIT, from IIT Chennai, from IIM Jammu.
Wow.
So major institutions flavor I have got, But then again, I had two questions. One is how realistic the idea is going to be on which I'm going to build a scalable income or business. Second question was, for me, more than money is something which is more perishable. Guys, can you tell me what is more perishable in our life more than money? Any answer?
Can I take a guess?
Yep.
Time.
Nailed it. So time. I was not ready to waste my time doing this and that. I wanted to be very straightforward, very specific, point wise, and scientific. I always been a science person, so I never do this and that philosophy, nothing. I just do the scientific research, analysis, and just hit the market. Okay,
Beautiful.
so this is what exactly I did, and that's the reason that has inculcated to today's whatever running last year. It was 14th year. By grace of Almighty, I could manage, and three successful startups. One is digital marketing company, which is Vatpay Media, on which I started from YouTube. I initially I was just a content creator, and then that again brought me some clients, cross-border clients from Canada, US, and UK mainly. So that's there where I started my agency with Backpay Media. Then I started my e-commerce brand, which is from mothers, new mothers. I'm having a brand of Backpay Bibon, which is basically catering to the requirement of health, beauty, and traveling for mothers, new mothers. So I'm coming up with different product lines. We are having a few and many lined up. So that is the second brand I'm running successfully today. And we have also started from 2022 import export, that is in the name of Wabsu Exim Private Limited. So we are into export import. So from a corporate, a banker, to three different different segments businesses. It's a paradigm shift again. So
Awesome.
I will try to jot down all these experiences into a small PPT, very straightforward, point wise, so that our audience can get the maximum points covered by this PPT. And definitely stay tuned till the end so that you can gain that small book, which I've tried to jot down all those points which I cannot put in PPT or in words, or cannot be covered by Nirupama in this session. You can get those answers. So definitely comment us in YouTube and LinkedIn so that we can answer henceforward. Thank you.
Awesome. So you've set great expectations, here, and all the people are really, really looking forward to the interaction. So before we move ahead, guys, the contest is still on. I would want to know from you that what is that biggest thing that is not allowing you to start your business? Please put it in the chat section, because we'll be taking all your questions. And I'm going to be calling Professor Rajsree first to really talk about researching outside for business discovery. And there's a special session that is waiting for you. Poulami has created a beautiful presentation, a capsule form that you can actually take it as a pill and really understand that how do you really start your own business. So let me call Professor Rajsree Gopal first, and then Poulami will ask you to wait, off stage. And we are really looking forward to all the learning from you. Thank you, Poulami. Hi, Professor Rajsree. How are you doing?
Fine, and really boosted.
Awesome. So, Professor Rajsree, in the first part of our discussion, we spoke about connecting within, but now let's get into tangible steps, because सिर्फ सोचने से कुछ नहीं होता. Till the time I actually go into the battlefield and start taking action, things will not materialize. So I would want to know from you that what are some of the things that you would want to suggest our audience for business discovery, that they can apply in their business right now. Over to you, Professor Rajsree.
Okay, today I'm going to talk something different. Being from the hospitality industry, it bothers me when we don't realize, and we need to research on the who. Okay, so the who are we actually catering to? It's very important. Okay, because it is our idea, our thoughts. We want to do this. We want to do that. Our passion, our purpose, and all that. But who are we catering to? Are they the right audience? Are they the right customers? Are they the right clients or guests? Whatever you call. So when we come to the who, we need to actually analyze our customers. Our customers are the main, and what are their expectations are something very important. I think we should know. And for that, we do the customer analysis, and we call it the customer need analysis. Now, what do they actually want? What are the needs is very important. Okay, we always think, I need this, I need that, and then the customer also needs this. I like this, so they also like that. So it is not like that. In fact, you will be shocked when you actually go into the analysis of what the customer needs. I'm into a career mentoring and coaching, and one of my clients said, when he came, all would ask a challenging job. I should earn this, that. That person, that youth told me, see, I want a peaceful job and I do not want any stress. Now, it's very difficult because all the industries are very competitive, and it's
Yes.
you or me, you or me, you or me, tit for tat. It's like that. Okay. Just stamp on the head and go up is what the trend is. So it was very difficult to actually analyze and get into that. So talking about customer needs, the psychological is very important, I feel, because what is behind their minds? What is the purpose of actually they are looking into? We spoke about self-purpose, but what are their purposes? And the physical needs, of course, what do they actually need? The user-friendly, I think, is something, again, I would actually, point out too. Is it user-friendly? Okay, what we offer, our services. And we talk about customers, we should not actually, forget about the pain points. The pain points are very important, because if we, actually service and cater to the pain points and give them the gain, you should actually expect, and it's a very, the saying says, a mentor or a coach actually doesn't give you the solution. Okay, the solution is found out by them. They actually realize the solution. They're just facilitating, and we help them to reach there.
Absolutely.
And it's a very exciting journey, because I learn from my customers. I learn from my...
it's a two-way street.
Yes, I cater to youngsters and, growing professionals, youth and freshers, and a lot of learning from them, because sometimes I just change my processes completely after, speaking to them. I'm not on the right track. This is what they want.
Absolutely.
And I need to reinvent, innovate, be up to them, So that is very important. So I think customer needs, before going into any market analysis or anything, realizing customer needs is very important. And we can talk about it.
Professor Rajsree, before we move ahead, I would just want to reiterate all of this. Mansee spoke about why, Mubeen spoke about what, and now Professor Rajsree has actually spoken about who. Who is your customer? What are their psychological needs? What are their physical needs? Is the product user-friendly for your customer? What is the pain that your customer is facing? And how do you take them to the gain part? What is it that the customer is going to accomplish? Now we bring Professor Rajsree again to really talk about the next part.
Okay, before I go to the next part, I just want to ask a question. If you really analyzed who's a customer, okay, how have you done it? Okay, so how is another very important question there. So, having a poll is something very trendy, to have a, audience poll, and we can have surveys and all that. But actually, knowing into depth is something very important. Okay, before you actually go into competitive analysis and all that, knowing your customer whom you're catering to is very important. And I always believe, being a hospitality person, meeting the customers. I just have, sometimes it might not be financially very beneficial when you meet them and all that, but then you realize where is your, failure, or where is your thing, where, we learn more, because feedback doesn't happen at the end of your service. Sometimes feedback happens in the beginning itself.
Beautiful.
Which is a booster, So when you get that feedback from them, this is what I expected, and this is what you're saying, and you can find out from their language. Okay, I will call you back. Okay, then, okay, we'll get back. So something.
And they never call back after that.
Something is going wrong, and then more than they calling you, you will end up calling them. Now the process will go reverse, which I hate. So you have to work on your homework a lot, I think, before speaking to customer. It is not a casual talk where you say, hi, this is what I expect, this is what I service, this is what I offer, and what do you want. It's not like that. So the what is very important. What do they actually want? Okay,
Awesome.
so if you analyze this and get on a one-on-one speech, I know today is all digital and savvy and all that. Being a hospitality person, I believe in people.
Let's meet over a cup of coffee.
Yes, one-on-one, and that works great magic. I think the mantra is know your people, know your customer.
Right.
The more you know your depth, then you know what you have to do, because the what and how are also very, very important. How do you do it?
Beautiful.
It's very
Beautiful.
important. Yes.
I love the way you have put, Professor Rajsree, that you are speaking about not only who, but now Professor Rajsree has brought in another angle, which is how. It's all about getting the feedback from your customer. What is your customer feeling? Whatever product or service are you delivering? Is it catering to the needs of the customer? And actually just don't go old school, that, okay, let me do a survey. Professor Rajsree is talking about sitting with your customer and knowing from your customer that how is he or she feeling with the services. And the most important point that she mentioned, that feedback does not come towards the end of the business, but sometimes it's the starting point. So that's so many nuggets of gold that Professor Rajsree has given us. Now I would want to call Poulami. Poulami, we are all excited. And after a power-packed discussion by Professor Rajsree, she has really set the bench very high. Now we would want to know from you and get some learning from you. So over to you.
So again, for me, time is very precious. So allow me to share my screen and straight away go to my PPT. Can I?
Sure. Please share your screen. Yes.
Okay. Screen. Is my screen visible, Nirupama? Can you please?
Now it is visible. Yes.
Okay. So I forward give you 6 steps how to do market research, starting from how to get your niche, like the way I did, and finally we will inculcate two very important questions which are going to come, guys, which are going to blow your mind. So stay tuned. Last slide. It's only 5-6 slides. Okay. The first question, step 1: how to get the niche, or how to get a killing idea on which you can actually bring or actually build a scalable, sustainable business around. So if you are having this slide is for you. The first step is finding out the passions, the attributes which are your passions, which are already there in you, over that which is your obsession. Now here I want you to jot down 10 such attributes, guys. We are all around this sun, this universe, for last maybe 20 25 30 years, and I'm sure you can find out 10 such attributes which you are deadly or passionate about, and from there pick up or take 3 or 4 such attributes which you're obsessed. Now let me give you my example. If I talk about passion, I can, at this moment, I can give you 5 examples. One, I am a good singer since the age of my daughter, 4 years old. I'm singing, so I'm passionate about singing. Second, I'm passionate about cooking. Third, I'm passionate about traveling. Fourth, I'm passionate about learning new technologies. And 5, I'm passionate about can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
You're loud and clear. Yes.
So 5th is I'm passionate about video editing. Now, if you talk about what am I obsessed about, these out of these 5, what will not make me tired till the time my eyes are not closing? There are 3 such attributes. I will strike out cooking. I will strike out singing, traveling, or learning new technologies, and serving the society or the new business owners by that, and definitely video editing. Now if I think that I will have to bring a business around something, then I'll have to come up with these 3 ideas, and we'll have to prioritize these 3. So like this, you also please make sure that you are having 10 such attributes jotted down. Out of that, 3 to 4 such attributes which will never get you tired or make you tired, regardless to your condition, your situation, your health hazards. You can keep on doing it. That's your obsession, and that will give you success as an entrepreneur. So
awesome.
let's move forward to the next point. Now tell me, I have 3 obsessions. One is learning new technologies. second is editing videos, and third is traveling. How many of you do think these three attributes can solve any of your problems? So many audiences are there. Any of your problems at this moment coming in your mind, that by these three obsessions of mine, I can solve any of your problems?
Please keep typing in the chat section so that, Poulami gets here.
Yeah, I cannot see the chat, Nirupama. You can trace. Anyway.
Yes. I'll explain you. I'll tell you when they are typing in.
Okay.
I'll read out the chat for you.
So now let me tell you. Any business around the globe are based on two basic requirements. I will give you examples right away. One is either they're solving one of the problems, major problems of a mass, okay, or a niche market. Mass market or niche market doesn't matter, but they are solving a problem. Now let me give you one example of it. How many of you do know about Mamaearth? There are millions of examples. I'm just taking one example. Mamaearth. How many of you do know about it? Nirupama, please give me a prompt. If somebody is saying yes.
Yes, guys, please type in the chat section if you know the company Mamaearth.
Mamaearth is a company who has actually started some 5 years back from an IIM alumnus lady who was having 2 children that time. The problem which she figured out that time, she was in USA, she figured out that children of USA are rejecting, or the parents are rejecting, the cosmetic products which they are using as the baby product for their kids. There was a huge rally going on that time in the area where she was dwelling in, where they were rejecting and they were cleaning their homes from these products. Now she found that in India we don't even have that awareness that what are those carcinogenic chemicals being used in the baby products, and we are thinking that we are giving our children the premium quality product because they are from Hindustan Unilever, because they are from Johnson & Johnson and all those Procter & Gamble's and all those big companies. But they don't even have any idea that for these third world countries, the product range, the overhead cost of each bottle of product is different than the Western countries.
Mm-hmm.
It was an eye-opener for her. She came back India and she started researching on how to avoid using such chemicals or minimize the quantity of such carcinogenic chemicals in the baby product. And there she started her journey. She started with 5 such products. First, she brought 5 such products and tried to literate people that these are the 5 products which are certified from some certain organizations which are globally famous for non-biodegradable products and all this. So she got those certifications done, and then she tried to literate the parents, especially mothers, about rejecting such chemical based products for their children and acquire or adopt product from Mamaearth which are free from such carcinogenic chemical. Now she has detected one problem of unawareness in India, and that made 1,000 crore company. Mamaearth last year made 1,000 crore company. It is going to to IPO and all that. Now it's a big company, huge company now. So one idea, we solved a problem. There are many businesses, there are thousands and millions of businesses across the globe who are solving one problem.
Yes.
So this is one thing. Second, creating convenience. Any idea of any company's name coming in your mind who has no product, no service, just creating convenience? Guys, please respond in the chat box. Nirupama will be able to see. If any company's name coming at this moment in your mind, at this moment in India, originating in India, they are not having any product, not having any employee, not having any services, but running $1 million businesses in India, just creating convenience for their audience. Any idea?
Guys, start putting the chat in the chat section. Kavita Shravanti Funny says yes, they have heard about Mamaearth. Kavita says Zomato. Zomato is one name that comes to
Kavita,
her.
you nailed it. Zomato,
Ola.
Swiggy, Ola, Uber, Amazon, they do not have any product, any services. They just created an API, a convenience. Let us take the example of Swiggy or Zomato, what Kavita has mentioned, rightly mentioned. Zomato, what did they see? for India, for placing order or for having a dinner, we will either have to go out for like good restaurant, which may be a couple of miles away or a couple of kilometers away from my house. If there is an unexpected guest at my home, I'll have to either bring the food from that restaurant or I'll have to cook it. Now, so many problems, inconveniences are there. Why about this small industry, which is restaurant industry? What they did, they created a simple app, simple whiteboard app, which is Swiggy or Zomato, whatever you take.
Yes.
They are just listing the small restaurants for free. Initially, they were giving it for free. Come and join in our listing website, or this was an API, an app, and giving the opportunity for free to the audiences, to the potential clients, to order for free without any delivery charge. And even initially, they did not have their own hired people who used to deliver. They hired an outside agency, a third party agency, who used to take care of this logistics, picking up the door to door service, picking up the food from restaurant, delivering to the address, just with the help of Google Map, which is a free asset again. From there,
while the conversation is going very interesting, but we are just 5 minutes, short of time. So we would really want you to quicken up the presentation.
Yes. So this is the convenience. So you think which of your attributes are creating either convenience or solving a problem? Let's go to the third point. Now you'll have to come to the difficult part or critical part, whether your audience will be convinced enough to pay you money for that benefit which you are bringing to them. So can this attribute claim a worth from you from your audience? This is the most critical thing. Do this practice and you will end up getting your niche. Once it is done, let us go to the step 2, which is market research strategies. Well, any big company, before they launch a product, they do these market research strategies, which are 2 types of researches. One is primary research, second is secondary research. In primary research, it is basically going physically to the market and getting the response of your target audiences. The most conventional way is GTM, go to market survey, which is done by all big companies across the globe. But for us, in this internet era, we are going to go for GTM. We are going to go for Google survey form. We are going to create social media. We are going to get into social media comments and try to understand what people are asking for. We are going to do such live sessions with our potential audience in our own social media handles and understand what are they looking for. We can also get into the YouTube channels which are of related niche of ours, and we can get some comments from there and understand what people are looking for. After that, it is the secondary market research. Now, here is the point where we are taking the advantage of automation, AI, intelligence. We are using Google Trends for this, where they are giving us the statistics based on some keywords. We are using Statista. Is a good analytical website. Google Keyword Planner, Make My Persona, Uber Suggest, Coda, Answer the Public, Amazon. If somebody is dealing with tangible products, then go for Amazon and look for such category products. SurveyMonkey, Typeform.com. These are the tools we do use for secondary or algorithmic AI-based research. Next is fifth step is a competitive analysis. How do we complete a competitive analysis? This is very important. First, find 5 or 6 such competing companies or individuals who are dealing with the same niche and get into their social media handles. Second, find the negative comments. Only negative comments will give you your USPs, which are going to be better than them, and you can kill the competition. Design your product and services with the USPs which you find from the negative comments, or even from the positive comments. You can understand what people are liking from them. And then rest of the thing are already covered in the book, which are coming at the end. So make sure you stay tuned. And now are the big 2 questions, guys. Let us talk about that. Step 6, how much capital do I need, boss, for starting a business? How many of you do have this question in this mind at this moment? Please do type me in the chat box.
let us know in the chat section that how much capital do you need to start a business? Do you have this question in your mind? Let us
Please
know.
type yes or me in the chat box. And the second big question, what are the associated potential risks? What if my niche becomes stagnant? What if I get many more competitors? What if it becomes a red ocean strategy for me? So
Savita says me.
What are the associated potential risks? So if you are having these two questions, I would request you to put your comment in the chat box. Nirupama will definitely try to arrange another such session, Power Pack session, where we will be addressing these two are very individual and very critical questions which comes in any startup. So if you're interested to learn more about this or know more about it, Nirupama will definitely arrange something for you.
Sure.
So after this, it is the book which I was talking about, Online Advertising for Startups. It's a very basic book which all those information and websites jotted down into it. It's a flip book. You can enjoy reading it. It's just 53 pages book. So definitely collect it from Nirupama. And thank you so very much. And if you want to get into my handle, it is Vagpay Media on YouTube. You can learn graphic designing and video editing. And that's all from my side. Over to you, Nirupama. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That is such a power-packed session. Thank you, Poulami, for bringing so much of value to the audience. And how much time did it take you to create such a huge resource? I mean, you've got a power-packed, interaction for the audience.
30 minutes. Last night I made my daughter sleep. After that, I sat for 30 minutes. I was editing, by the way, simultaneously my client's video, and I was doing this.
That's how most of the mompreneurs are doing it,
I told you, time is more precious, so I do not give it a single extra minute for any of my tasks.
Beautiful, beautiful. So as we're moving ahead, Professor Rajsree, if you can mute yourself, there's an echo from your side. Yeah, thank you. So we're going to be having some fun activity, and in this fun activity, I'm going to be throwing a question to you. Okay, the first question is for Professor Rajsree and Mansee. If there was a time machine and we take you 20 years ago, what is that message that you would want to give to your younger self? Okay, we start with Professor Rajsree. If you could talk about what is that message that you would want to give to your younger self?
Yes, that message to my younger self, younger Rajsree, would be don't procrastinate. Stop procrastinating. Do whatever you want, and don't look for others around you to to ponder what they would think and what the world would think, and just go ahead doing what you want to do. That's very important, I think.
Awesome. Thank you. Don't procrastinate is the message from Professor Rajsree. Okay. Professor Rajsree, we would want you to mute as we move to Mansee.
Thanks for asking that question, Nirupama. So my message to myself some 20 years back would have been have a lot of fun in life, and also very importantly that perfectionism has got its own perils. So it's okay to live with imperfection.
Awesome. From procrastination to perfectionism. So both of those things are not needed, the two P's, procrastination and perfection. And have fun in life, enjoy life. It's to be lived. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Beautiful. So now my next question to Poulami and Mubeen. Now you have been taken to a deserted island and not much resources out there, no technology, not your mobile phone. So what kind of a business idea, you could create out there? And this is a very random question, I know, but I'm really looking for some creative solutions. Mubeen, we start with you and then we hear from Poulami.
Okay, first of all, it's a deserted island, so nothing is there except doing meditation and keeping you peaceful. But at the same time, you can still use the sand and also the carvings to still write. I love to express.
Oh.
I would use the tree barks. I would use the sea sand or whatever the water is there. Keep writing, keep expressing. I think that's a wonderful solution for all that would be good through in life. Express yourself.
Lovely. So, explore yourself, reflect, write, and amazing.
You can still write even at a
meditate. Lovely. We move to you, Poulami. What is it that you are doing on a deserted island?
again, I will go for the hunting of step-by-step thing. First of all, it is a deserted island, meaning there is no food, no delicacy. So I have got my business opportunity that whoever little bit, 1 or 2 people would be there, they would be very hungry. So second thing is I don't have any resource other than few fruits and vegetables or some leaves and all. And again, it matches to my passion. One of the passions, I'm a good cook. So I'll try to create some great delicacies for all those handful
local
of people,
delicacies.
local delicacies, and we'll try to get make a business out of it, a little bit of exchange of money, and I will give you this pleasure, palatability to all of you. So that's going to be my kind of small business entrepreneurship.
Definitely, I'll use the dish she's preparing. Poulami, whatever she prepares, I can eat well.
So Mubeen, you're taken care of. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So this brings us to the end of this panel discussion. We have some questions that are coming. Funny asks, I'm worried about how to risk the savings. So I would want to know from any of the panelists if you're starting a business and you spoke about, Poulami, that how much capital would you require? And
believe me,
Mansee also spoke about the numbers.
Yes.
So I want to know, a lot of people are worried about risking their savings. So what do you have to say about that? Over to everyone. Yeah.
Just check a lid. Guess what? How much capital I must have invested for my 3 streams of income which I'm having at this moment? Guess, Nirupama, wild guess. I started from YouTube, then agency, then my e-commerce, and then finally export-import. This was the serial. How much I must have invested for creating this journey, like for covering this journey? How much would be my capital? If
some lakhs of rupees.
Zero.
Okay.
Why? Now let me give you some real time figure. YouTube is a free platform. How many of you know? Free platform, no investment. I first monetized my channel from YouTube, and I started getting clients for my agency free of cost, no ad, organic, zero investment. My income was 25 to 30,000 from YouTube and 3 lakhs from my clients, 3 clients. I used to handle their YouTube channels.
Awesome.
So 3,30,000 I was having revenue that time.
Beautiful.
My revenue was equivalent to my profit because I had no expenditure, not even ad.
That's the best way to be.
I channelized it to Amazon FBA. I introduced my first product, which is a mom's diaper bag, which costed 1 lakh rupees for creating 300 such bags. That generated, I sold it. My cost price was 800 rupees or 900 rupees per bag with GST. I sold it with 1600 rupees plus GST. So it's just the 3 times of the profit. There was my ad expenditure. So my net profit from 3 lakhs of investment, I gained 6.5 lakhs from Amazon FBA. That amount I can double. That amount I channelized in 2 segments. One, again, I reordered from my next inventory for Amazon. I introduced 1 new product in Amazon. 2 things, 2 parallel lines I introduced, and half I channelized to my export-import business to start my business. And there I have zero investment. I get my things manufactured by the product, by the people who are already having the setup. I hire them on a contractual basis. I export them because I have the expertise to sell. I sell cross-border their products and I earn the commission out of it. So at this moment, last year, till last financial year, we have created 14 business out of these 3 incomes with zero capital investment. So I hope the person who has question about
Funny I hope you've got your answer. Funny, I hope you've got your answer. Let me know in the chat section. So now this is another question which Kavita is asked. Once you figure out your passion, what next actionable steps you should take? Mubeen, Mansee, Rajsree, any one of you?
So yes, when we were speaking about the passion that we have discovered, that this is what I am going to do it. And as I was speaking earlier, it was always about exploration. You need to keep doing it regularly because passion will not turn out to be a purpose or a concrete mode until otherwise you are doing it every day and try to find out whether this is going to work. So consistency is what very important. We cannot just, it's not a hard and fast rule like whatever Poulami was working on, Mansee is working on, Rajsree, it will turn out to be the same way. There is, I don't think so. It's a
different journey for everyone. Yes.
It's a different journey for every entrepreneur because your personal relationship, the way you are, everything matters, right? The kind of person you are. Like Poulami is good in selling, somebody will not be. So in that case, you need to hire someone. So you have to be in that relationship with that person to be in that. Otherwise, the people just run away. So you need to be enhancing a relationship, networking, team. All that is important. So, but then consistently keep exploring the passion every day to figure out the particular purpose is what very important to carry out the journey.
Awesome. Consistently keep exploring your passion. That will give you the next set of steps. And keep building relations, keep networking, keep collaborating, like the way all these beautiful ladies are collaborating out here. Awesome. So anybody who would want to add on to Kavita's question, any actionable steps, anyone out here?
I have one.
Madam.
Next
Yes,
step, again, very straightforward step. Try to gain some proof of concept, because people do not know when you are hitting the market, you're very new, you have other renowned competitors around you. No niche is a blue ocean niche now. Okay, you will have to gather some proof of concept. For me, it was YouTube. I have got some good comments out there, got a good number of subscribers from there. I gained the trust of my potential client and I got new clients. So proof of concept is very important. By hook or by crook, hit the market with a proof of concept.
Awesome.
That is the next step.
Beautiful. So the next question that is coming, okay, the next question that is coming is that, can I use the experience of my job in building my business? Anyone?
Yes, I would like to take. Mansee,
Yes.
you want to take that?
No, go ahead, Raj.
Okay, I would like to take that. See, I have done this niche finding business, how to find your niche and work. I had a lot of aspirations and passion and, bubbly, I want to do this, do that. That is what I was talking about. But actually, I went through a journey which exactly tells me that what I have been doing all these years and what I had my strength, because I never spoke about my purpose and my story. I spoke about the outside. So I would like to relate it here that then I realized that I have been always wanting to, I might be doing a hospitality business, professional, but I was always want to, coach people, train them and mentor them so that whether they are students or my working staff, to make them better qualitatively and quantitatively, how they can earn a better living. That was what I was helping them without even realizing I was doing that. So this
unconsciously you were doing that. Yes.
Yes, because I didn't know I was a mentor. I didn't know this word mentor. We had a different terminology, buddy system and all that in hospitality. So I was just imagining I was doing something. Then I realized when I jumped into this that I was actually mentoring people. And I just did a testimonial that I was astonished that I said, I don't have a testimonial when I did my website. They said, no, there must be something. Think about it. When I started off, 3-4 years back, then I just messaged to one of my students and I got really savvy because I got pouring responses that you mentored me, you coached me, which I didn't even realize. Actually, I've mentored and coached them.
Right.
All over the world they were. Global representation. And they sent me the videos, which made a very good testimonial. And what else do I want? So sometimes you don't realize what you have been doing, what are your strengths. Once you understand that, it's very easy to work out your processes, because I do believe in process. And when you do it systematically, then it turns out to be a magical. Not haphazard, whatever you feel, just your passion and instinct. You have to do it very systematically. That would give you the result.
Awesome. Thank you. Mansee, would you want to add on? Or you're good? Okay. Fine. Okay. Now the final question. Can you suggest some resources or books that would help in finding your business idea, profitable business idea? If anybody could suggest.
I think instead of books, books are there a lot. The 7 habits or anything that to help us to build our behaviors, the strategic model, to commit ourselves every day, all that is there. I think more than everything, Poulami, when she was sharing about the structure, right, how to take it on. Instead of if we can go to a particular coach or a mentor to take some training on how to start with, what is the best methodology, how to proceed, if someone can handhold, I think that would be the best way, because you're implementing and also learning and
getting
implementing
feedback. Would
be very good, because book just gives you knowledge. After that, there is always implementation recommendation without taking action, it will all be in words, but
Yeah.
without doing that, you never get it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Without execution, and action without execution is not going to serve in any way.
Yes.
Awesome. Anybody who wants a different take on this question? Any books, any resources?
I would also like to add that, one is having a mentor, and then, being part of a community, which is working, almost the same kind of a thing, also helps, because it also gives you the strength, and it also gives you that kind of a togetherness, being part of a community, that helps.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Mansee. So as we end the show, before I really decide the winners who are going to get the books, I would want all of you to write your biggest takeaway for today, that what has been your biggest takeaway. And I would come to all my panelists and want to know from you that one-liner that has been, the most important one in your life, around which your life revolves around. Like, I have a lot of one-liners, on this wall, and I always keep collecting more. So I would want to know one-liner that inspires you, that makes you feel really special. We start with you, Mansee, since you're there on the screen.
Okay, so I have been an ardent follower of Swami Vivekananda. So one of his quotes is, "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached." That has always been my one-liner.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And do not stop till your goal is achieved, is what we want to give the message to all the people who are watching this and the recorded version of this. Now we move to Mubeen. Mubeen, what is your one-liner?
I think if it is really a quote, then probably I would say, be the change you wish to see. Because always we try to blame the world and say that this doesn't work, that doesn't work. Always that. So I would suggest that be the change. And then you see what is going to be. I know it's from Mahatma Gandhi, but I strongly believe in one word that has helped me over the period of time is commitment.
Awesome. A lot of commitment and consistency, coming from Mubeen, that just be committed, just be consistent, and you'll find your way. You don't need to be doing a lot of things.
Point is good enough, Nirupama. I have seen that way, but I know it's difficult. But with that, it makes worse.
Awesome. Poulami, we would want to know from you, what has been your biggest takeaway, and what one-liner would you leave us with?
Again, like for me, progress over perfection. We always think that first I will learn something fully A to Z, and then I will start taking action. I never do that. I never waste time in learning. I do learn, because learning can only be completed once you take action and get stuck somewhere and find out the resolution to it. Unless and until you do that, and that's an individual, expectation, individual experience.
Yes.
So it will be different, as rightly one of the panelists said, that it's all personal experience, where you got stuck. Same product line, same service line, same idea can bring you different result.
Absolutely.
So for me, perfection comes only once you progress. So prioritize progression, take action, and then eventually you will become perfect.
Awesome. I feel all the panelists are vibing on the similar thing: progress. Mansee says, do not stop till the goal is achieved. Mubeen talks about consistency, keep going, commitment to your work. I mean, they are all vibing together. So Rajsree, we would want to know from you, what is your one-liner?
Yeah, my one-liner would be, believe in yourself, because first, believing in yourself is very important. Never quit in life. The number of time you fall, and the number of time you get up is more important than success. I believe in this.
Awesome.
And I just loved everybody's Mubeen's story and how she related with the lion story, which the famous Mubeen lion story carpet, and Mansee's presentation, wonderful. The way she expressed from how banker, how she moved on to an entrepreneur, and of course Poulami's great presentation of market survey, the systematic, the process setting, the stage she set for the processes and presentation was excellent. So I just enjoyed the entire thing. I was enjoying and having a lot of fun. In fact, I was hesitant to even, I was more listening and learning than speaking.
And I was taking notes, Rajsree. I mean, there were so many golden nuggets that were coming. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I would want to end this show, because I know we have overexceeded the time, but I'm sure you got a lot of value. So I want to end this by, bringing some music so that we all can move and we can say bye-bye. And I'll see you next fortnight with Sambhav Talks. See you on this channel. Stay tuned. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. And let's have some fun.
Bye. Bye. Take care.
I would want all of you to move. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. And yes, Lakshya to har haal mein hi pana hai. That's the music that we want to leave you with. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, panelists, for so much of love.